Hello and welcome to the Learning Curve. In the series of Flash and ActionScript 3 tutorials, we will today make a game similar to Pet Society. So what we've done is that I have created a background for maybe just a house that we get once you sign up with the application. So this is the kind of background that you have. I've created 3 symbols. One is for the clock, one is for the table, and other is for the carpet. You can add as many items as you want. You can change the backgrounds, but we're just trying to do something basic here and see as to how it works. So the functionality that we want to add to this is that we should have maybe 3 buttons here. We can click to buy these buttons, be able to buy as many as we want according to the cash in hand that we have. So for this we will first just maybe create some buttons. So I'll just use another layer for this. I've locked the layer 1 and I'll just create 3 buttons now. I'll add some text to it. So text, since it's not going to change, it's going to be a static text. We can color the text is white in the black background. One will be for the table. We can say the cost is $50. Similarly, this is going to be, we have created a clock. We can price it for $20. A mat, and we can price it to maybe $5 in hand that we have. So I'll just write cash. This is again going to be a static text because this value is not going to change, and I will create a dynamic field for text. So this I will change to dynamic. This will basically tell me the cash in hand that I have according to the cash available with me. So initially it can be just named to my cash. Right. I'll just embed the text so that we can use it dynamically. Right, now once this is working, the functionality that I want to add is that if I'm clicking this, I should be able to buy a table. So I have to first convert this into a button. So I'll just select this, press F8, change it into a button. OK. And the instance name can be T button, that's to distinguish the table button. Similarly, I'll select the clock and F8. It's also a button. I'll call it C button. And again for the mat. So again F8. OK. And it's a M button. Now the functionality that I want to add is I have to be able to click onto this button. So I'll just create a layer for the ActionScript. So I'll just say action. Right. Now what I want to do is I want to now make a function so that once I click on this button, I'm able to add an instance of the table onto this. So to be able to add the instance, I have to first make a variable container. It's going to be movie clip equals new movie clip. This is just so that we are able to add the instance of all the variables that we'll be creating with the add child. So I'll just say add child, and first I'll add the container variable. Now this will contain the instances of all the objects that we'll be creating. So once this is done, then I'll say maybe I'll add a function, add table. So I'm just saying add a table. Now the function is going to be an event, and it's going to be a mouse event, because we'll click the mouse to activate it. It's not returning anything. Now in this, what I want to do now is that once I click this, so I add an event listener, to whom I will add this event listener to the T button. So my T button dot add event listener, it's going to be a mouse event dot click. So whenever I click onto the T button, I want the add table function to run. Now in this function, I want to add an instance of the table symbol that I have created. For that, I will create first a variable, my table. This is a movie clip symbol, because that's the way we have created the table instance, the table class, and it is of an instance of the table class created. Now once this is done, I have to be able to add this. So I'll say container dot add child my table. I can also say that I want my table to be displayed at position maybe 100 my pixels by 100 pixels. So 100 is the coordinate of the table. Now let's see if it runs. So I click on this and I get a table, and that's the 100 position of this particular table. Now I want to add a functionality. I should be able to drag this particular table which I am able to add. So for this, we will again use the same etal function that we had created earlier. So this function called dragging and stop dragging. So we just want to add this to my table. So I make a function dragging, and who's going to be dragged? My table is going to be dragged. You can just revisit the lectures on the etal to be able to add the functionality of draggability. So my table, my table. So let's see if it works. So I say table, a table is produced, and yes, I'm able to place it wherever I want to. Right. Now another table, another, and so on. Now I'll do the same thing for all the other instances. I should be able to add the clock, the mat, and everything. Now I want my cache to display the current status of the cache available according to the items which I have bought. So for that, what I will do is I'll first create a variable, and I'll call it maybe cache in hand. This is a type of integer, and initial value may be 500. So I have $500. I want my cache, that was the instance name of this particular text. Yes, it was. So I want my cash dot text value to be equal to string cash in hand. Now why do I do this? Because initially inherently cash in hand is an integer, but my text has to be a string. So as to convert the integer into the string, I can just use this typecasting function, wherein I am able to typecast the integer value into a string and then display it. So let's see if this works. So you can see, yes, the cash is here, 500. So it looks better now. I can also say plus this many dollars. So this is how my cash appears. Now I want to be able to add my table only if the cash available is more than $50 or equal to $50. So for that, what I will do is I will first check whether my cash in hand is more than the value wanted. So I'll say if cash in hand is greater than or equal to 50, then I want this function to execute. So I'll execute this function. This entire function will be executed only if the cash in hand is more or equal to the value 50, because that's the cost of the table. So once this is taken care of, then I have to be able to reduce the value of the cash also. So once this is done, I will also update the value of cash in hand. So for this, I will just add the same line, my cash.text is equal to string cash in hand, because now the updated value of cash in hand is reduced by amount 50. You can also write this as cash in hand minus 50. This is equivalent to writing the same thing. So let's see if it works. So table, I'll buy a table, 450, 400. Okay. And you can say that no, after this it is not adding. So now we will try in the next lecture to add more functions to this for the other elements which we will buy. So that's all for now. Thank you.